Hello guys, in today's video we are going to talk about the steering mounted features which is present in the steering wheel of the Kia Sonet. And this particular model is the Kia Sonet GT line trim. And so on the left hand side you get the controls for the steering wheel. On the right hand side you get the controls for the MID display. So talking about the left hand side, coming to the radio controls or the infotainment system controls, you have mode which changes the music of the stations which is present in this particular infotainment system. Right now you see that it is changed from FM to AM, and you can change it to USB music, USB video, and USB video is played only when the vehicle is parked, is present in the parking mode, and it must be engaged with the handbrake in order to play USB video. And over here you have the volume up and volume down button. If you push it upwards, you can increase the volume, and you can decrease the volume if you push it downwards. And in order to mute it, you have to simply press this button, and the speaker gets muted up. And in order to switch between different stations, you have to simply push this particular switch over here to downwards, and in order to switch back to the previous station, you have to push it upwards. And this particular button is the voice assistance button, and in order to use it, you have to simply press this button. So right now it is showing that it is not available, as I have kept the vehicle in the ignition mode. I will show it after I start the vehicle. And this particular is the button is the call button. This particular function works when your particular smartphone is connected with Bluetooth connectivity. You can decline or you can answer the calls during the drive in order to have a safe driving during the call. And this particular thing is the custom button, the star button. So in the moment I press it, you can either choose as a button using this options. So you can either reject or end call, you can either change hands-free device, or you can select primary mode, or you can select voice memo. So as of now it is selected none, by which it doesn't react the moment I press this toggle, this particular star button over here. And
how can I help you?
93.5 FM.
No response from server.
I shall repeat it again.
How can I help you?
93.5 FM.
No response from server.
Now let me talk about this particular voice assistant button. The moment I press it,
how can I help you?
Change to the next FM 93.5 radio station.
FM radio station 93.5 is now playing.
You see, the moment I press this particular voice assistant button, I can actually change the radio stations, and you can actually utilize multiple features using this particular voice assistant button. And talking about the right hand side over here, you have the MID controls. So this particular toggle button is to switch between different screens of this particular MID display. So you can see that it's now displaying the tire pressure monitor system, and also you can see that it shows the gear position at which I have kept the vehicle, and it shows the range that can be traveled using this particular fuel, and it shows the outside temperature, and it shows total kilometer that the car has traveled from the first. And if I press this particular toggle button again, I can go to the fuel economy, and I can also check the direction at which the vehicle is parked now. And now if I simply move this particular button, the upward and downward arrow, using the switch, you can go to different information. As of now, it is showing the accumulated info, that how much this particular car has traveled today, and it is showing the drive information since the vehicle has started. And if I press this particular OK button, it just gets resetted to 0, and it again starts from 0. And after driving for a few kilometers, it will show the real-time mileage and how much distance you have traveled and how much time the vehicle has been turned on. And this is the time that this particular function works when the vehicle is kept at the driving mode, and during traffic it automatically gets stopped. So right now there is no traffic in my area, so I'm not able to show this auto stop feature. It shows that how many times you have used that particular auto stop option. And on the right hand, and this particular speedometer button is the cruise control. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, you get the MID controls. So this particular button is the toggle button, which moves to the different slides of the MID display. As you can see, it is showing fuel economy, it is showing the direction at which the vehicle has parked, it is showing the tire pressure information. And now if I push this particular switch down towards the downward arrow side, you can move to the different slides. So it is showing the accumulated info, it is showing the drive information. If I press this particular OK button, it automatically gets resetted, and it shows the auto stop option. So this particular auto stop is something which happens during the traffic. As of now, there is no traffic. So when the vehicle is kept at the driving mode and during the traffic, the vehicle automatically gets stopped in order to save fuel. And this particular time shows that how many times the vehicle has stopped during the complete journey from the vehicle of the start to the end. So just showing the time, how much times it has stopped using the auto stop function. Then moving to here, this particular speedometer button represents the cruise control. So what does the cruise control does is that you can actually set a particular speed, and without any acceleration, the car sets on itself to a particular speed, and you have to just simply steer in order to shift lanes and in order to drive properly. And then you have this reset and set minus button in order to increase your speed and decrease your speed, and you need not need any acceleration during the increase and decrease of speed. And this particular OK button, as I said, is used to reset information, and the cancel button is to cancel the cruise control. So this particular cruise control works when the vehicle travels about 40 km/h.